Texas, August 26, 2022. It is morning, and they're lifting the straps to attach to the top of the Starship. Maybe the squid, I'm not sure what it's called. Charlie, good morning. We see a lot of activities here this morning. Hey, John Sodak, good morning. They're preparing the 7.1 also here on the left. You can see the at the top there. But they are lifting that rope over there. Earlier today we saw the crane turn away from the road here, and I guess it moved in that direction. I didn't see it move, but I was down by the beach. They are lifting it to, looks like they're preparing to take the Starship off the pad here. Maybe since the test yesterday or the day before didn't go as full it was, you know, maybe it wasn't as big or as dramatic as they wanted it to be, and maybe they'll be taking it back to the build site. I don't know. Otherwise, it's either the build site or they'll be stacking it on the booster. I'm not sure which one we're looking to see here, but we're looking at also this coming Monday is the ULA. I think it's the launch over there of the Artemis or something. So SLS. We have quite the competition here between the two companies. You know, the United States government over there in Kennedy Space Center with the Artemis and the SpaceX over here. So it is kind of I don't know if you want to call it two companies or one government and one company, but we have a good competition going on here. Maybe two companies. Yeah, if the U.S. government went bankrupt a while back, and what we have now is a corporation, the U.S. Corp, then it would be two companies in competition with each other. Looks like I managed to scare away a few people by that statement. I love it. I love how the truth gets people running. Anyway, that's the truth. Yeah, there is a sheriff here. They went down to the beach, but there is no road closure scheduled for today. So, yep. Yasu Yoro, hello. Probably a Kali Nikta to you. If we have daytime here, you probably have nighttime over there in Greece. Yep, morning. Uh, 5:33 p.m. Okay, well, good on you. It's 9:33 here. 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 8-hour difference. Yeah, Chari says the government keeps slowing Elon down. Yeah, I don't know if they're slowing him down or speeding him up. So I'm not a good gauge for that. George went to work and is back again from work. I did sleep. Yep, I did. I live close to the site here. I live pretty much, you know, there's the build site and then there's the launch site, and I live pretty much here at SpaceX. I do actually. I own property here, 2 lots. live in Boca Chica Village. Mule Skinner, morning. We're looking at the back of the Marvin crane here over there at Pad B. Hey, William, good morning. The event was good, B-Dog. It went good. Thanks for asking. I think today, if it doesn't rain, I'll put the Starlink back on the truck and get that going again. I was about to go do that right now, but I saw this event here with the Marvin crane and the Starship 24, so I want to start a stream here and get the shot. Sherry asked, where did the big beam end up that was moved last night? I'm not familiar with what beam you're talking about, Cherry. Yeah, William, I do live in Boca Chica now. I bought some land here at the beginning of July, I think it was. I closed on some property here, so I live here now. I drive to Brownsville every day to see some people and also to buy some food, but so I commute back and forth, but I do own property here. I live here. I don't currently rent anywhere else, so. Yeah, if the viewership picks up over the next 2 weeks, then I'll be able to keep doing these live streams. If the viewership doesn't pick up in the next week or two, then I'll have to get a job. See a lot of soil and sand over there. I'm gonna have to move the camera here a little bit. Moving to the right here. Hello. You looking good? There's a truck gonna pull out behind me, and I'm saving the battery on the camera right now. All right, we're getting some wind right now. Good stuff. I'll probably stream for at least another half hour from this spot here. This is William. This is Starship 24. Liquid nitrogen tanker there. Hey KK, yeah, I got a lot of footage of the booster this morning. Maybe go back to the previous stream. Either that or send a donation, KK, and I'll be able to, the more people send donations, I can get a couple cameras and we can do this simultaneous with more than one camera. Yeah, Martin, it went well. That was it turned out good. Thanks. I think T-Mobile is like a $180 billion company. So the CEO there, Siebert, is a CEO of $180 billion company we saw there last night at that get together with SpaceX. Kind of a rare opportunity. There is a media@spacex.com email where you can send a request to be on the notification list for future media opportunities. And if you'd like to get notification of that, just send them an email and say, hey, can you add me to the events list for the media? And they will give you a form to fill out, and then from there you can get notifications to be sent an email when certain things happen around the country. Yeah, I didn't meet anybody last night, but I did get to ask a question from a distance. So yeah, it was fun. Thanks, Martin. It's fun to be with everybody there. The last event like that was the preparation last year. I believe I'm trying to remember what I wasn't able to go to that other event last year here in Brownsville, but so it's kind of a full circle for me to be able to complete the form on time, know about the event ahead of time, complete the form, and then to have permission to attend. Basement's shut-in asks, good morning, Paul. Are you able to see that large white beam with Edwards written across the side? Wondering what it will be used for. Oh, look, I don't see a big white beam here. If anyone knows where that white beam is, let us know, and I'll zoom in or see if I can reposition to get that shot. I'm not sure what that crane is going for. Maybe they're, I guess there's a lot of cables to that crane, so maybe they just want to lift it all together, or maybe they're, making sure it's balanced. I'm not sure what they're doing with the crane there. Okay, basement shut-in, it says, it came in with a test tank last night when the road opened. Okay. So the 7.1, there's some type of white beam as well, huh? Okay. Edwards kind of rings a bell when it comes to, that's, I believe, it's one of those names from the earlier days of space flight out on the West Coast. Basement shut-in says, I think they're using the crane to lift the test tank. Interesting. Let me see what you said again. They are using the crane to, okay. Which test tank are you talking about there, Basement? Because, the test tank is here to the left, 7.1. Now, I'm not sure they needed to lift that. Maybe there's another test tank here on the site or something. I'm not sure what they could be wanting to lift. I think they just rolled that one in to the left there. this tank, I believe they had moved this tank in here yesterday, and the crane, they just started moving it this morning. I think it was here at the main gate, like about here, hanging over the road. And earlier during the live stream, I saw them moving the crane to the left, and then I guess they had to have driven it over there this morning toward the Pad A area. Edwards Air Force Base, question mark, says Basement Shut-in. Yeah, I'm not sure what Edwards, yeah, that's probably what it was. You know, that's probably what I'm referring to, Basement. Yeah, right on. So, yeah, I think they moved the E-dome out of here yesterday. They blocked off both sides of the road and moved it up to the build site. So the E-dome is not here. So the only tank type thing we have is this 7.1 here. Yesterday they did block off both sides of the road and they moved the E-dome out of here. All right, well, they're going towards Pad A with that lifter there. Hey, Floss Daily. Yeah, Captain Pike says Crane X has a squid on it. That would be for lifting the Starship. 7.1 has a test tank which would be lifted with a load spreader. Okay, so Captain's saying the load spreader would be used for lifting the 7.1. There yesterday morning, there was a load. I think it was yesterday morning. It could have been the prior evening, but there was I think it was yesterday morning. I'm certain. There was a load spreader leaving the site here yesterday morning, and I believe the 7.1 wasn't here at that moment yet. So they moved the load spreader out of here yesterday. Yeah, Marvin does have the squid on it. It's over there by Pad A. Maybe they'll, since what they're doing over there, maybe they'll be lifting off the thrust buck simulator. I mean, you know, yeah, I think that's the thrust buck simulator up there on Pad A. Maybe that's what they'll be taking off. That'd be kind of exciting to see leave the site or get lifted. Got a lot of interesting features to it. The puck chugger, says Captain. Okay. I would assume this coming Monday, they may do some testing with the 7.1 because they have it right here in the center of the pad to the left, and they're doing some work on the 7.1 here. So maybe early next week, this coming week, we'll see some activity there. Aiden, how you doing? Clearing the pad for Starship 25, says KK, possibly, huh? That's a possibility. They currently appear to be over there at Pad A though, so I don't know if this is has anything to do with the Starship, what we're seeing here. I gotta change the title to this. I'll do it later. Initially it looked like they were going toward the Starship. That's why I got the title the way it is. Captain Bike says to place your bets on what you think is going to happen here. What are we going to see coming up? Starship 4000 says, good morning. Segment 7 now in place on 39B. All right, so they got 2 left. 2 more segments to go, apparently. Thanks, Starship 4000. $39A, good stuff. All right, it is getting hot out here, that's for sure. We got the sun coming out pretty strong. We've had some moisture in the last several days, so that combined with the sun is making it a little bit hot. I can feel the sun on my ankles. Feel the sun on my ankles. Yeah, basement, I'm not wearing any socks. The weather here is partly cloudy with temperature 85 degrees Fahrenheit, 29 Celsius. Winds from the south at 7 miles an hour, 11 kilometers, and the humidity is 81%. Yeah, so that might be how it is over there in Port Isabel, but over here it's a little bit, we got a little different weather conditions than over there. They got more cloud layer over there than we do. So, they're about 5 miles north of here. Yeah. I don't have that feature where you can just type in a name of a city and it'll come up. There is no road closure today, that's correct. 39A, thanks Starship 4000. No closure today, good stuff. Monday, we're looking at Monday, so today is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday. So today is August 26th. So we got 27, 28, 29. Monday will be August 29th, 2022. 8 a.m. we're looking at a road closure on Monday, I believe, so it's going to start a little earlier on Monday. This weekend I'll use it for preparation, maybe to get my truck cam system working again, make it get everything in place for next week.
Attention on sub-local pad B. We are clearing pad deck B for approximately 30 minutes. Repeat, we are clearing pad deck B for approximately 30 minutes.
They're going to be clearing pad B. It sounded like for 30 minutes from now. So there's something going to happen in 30 minutes over at pad B where the Starship is. And they're doing some clearing over there over the next 30 minutes. Is the way I understood it. So. That's the kind of thing where I would think if someone were going to visit the pad B and they wanted to make it nice and clean, maybe they'd want to clear it beforehand. You know, that's the only thing I could think of. Yeah, so Starship 4000, you're thinking maybe they'll, for that launch of the Artemis, they're gonna have a big crowd. All right, we got a couple tankers coming by from the left here, from the tank farm. Got a liquid nitrogen tanker and one more on the way. Liquid nitrogen tanker, good stuff. 2 tankers, liquid nitrogen. Probably do another 20-30 minutes here, so I'll take it to an hour or so. See what they do with that squid over there by pad A. looks like they're a little bit on a hold as far as moving forward with anything over there at the Pad A. Maybe it's maybe we're coming up on lunch. Maybe they've gotten so far, and maybe they'll pick it up after lunch. That's one possibility. It's about 10 a.m. ish, and so we got about another hour and a half before any real lunch will begin. But they've done a lot of movement over there already today with that crane. Okay, what we are seeing, I just remembered, is they did that notice a while back about clearing the Pad B area. So in like a half hour, they wanted it to be clear or something. So that's maybe where they shifted their focus. The Starship area is maybe what they're focusing on right now. So. Johnny 3003 in the chat here. Good stuff. Yeah, Liam, I did. That was pretty fun. Yep, thanks. Hey, Martin. Is this the same? This is the 7.1 here that we're looking at. Good. Thank you. So, I don't know if we want to call the Can Crusher tank, but yeah. Basement asks, didn't the Chinese land a probe on the moon a few years ago? Yeah, apparently, I think one of the probes that hit the moon was also one of the Chinese ones. I think initially it was being called the SpaceX one, but it turned out to be a Chinese vehicle as well. Now, some people think the Chinese are mining helium-3 on the moon already on the far side there. So what's actually going on the moon is a big question. You know, nobody in the public sector really knows what's going on the moon. But if you know, you got to remember there is a secret eyes only special access projects, space programs out there, and maybe even some private space programs by some of the billionaires or maybe trillionaires, quadrillionaires, and whatever is after penttillionaires. There are some families that are really rich and have been around since before the United States was founded, and you know, over the many ages of time, there have been many civilizations here on the Earth, and with much more advanced technology than we currently have. So whether they all perished, or maybe some of them were smart enough to get out there, or even to go into the center of the Earth or into the pockets within the Earth, it's a big question about who has what technology. But there are, at least in the minds of the people here in the United States, there is a Department of Defense, and there is a Space Force now, and possibly the Space Force was just created to bring out into the public view the space program that has always existed in the defense sector. So to put a face on what was there in these special access projects already. So what technology do we have? And it's a good question. Good question. So what's happening on the moon? Yeah, you know, if we have all this great technology in the defense sector or in the corporate sector, eyes only higher than top secret, above the presidential level of secrecy. And then it's hands off. It's a game on as far as what's going on there over on the moon and throughout the solar system. You know, there were many probes that were lost around the planet Mars in the early days, and whether some of those were actually taken out by like a missile or whether they actually had some type of technical problem is questionable, but debatable. But yeah, who knows what's going on in the solar system, but we got a lot of successful probes over there to Mars already. Apparently we got a couple rovers there on Mars, but maybe they're just in some desert here on the Earth, moving around. But if you know, we got to get some people over there to for further evidence of success in our flights to Mars. Some people even talk about there is apparently some type of technology which exists where you can walk into a room, open a door, walk into a room, and close the door, and you're on Mars. A jump room. It's called a jump room technology. It's been around apparently for a while. Again, in the defense sector, though, so we're not going to find out about it here in the public sector. Hey, Rupert, good stuff. Yeah, Martin. Well, if the technology is as advanced as we have here in the public sector, then the moon would be a good first step. But the moon was apparently a good first step back in the 60s, and then we lost our desire to go to the moon for some reason. But maybe they did continue that desire in the military war sector. So maybe we already conquered the moon and some of the other planets. That's my view. There are some astronauts like I think the O'Leary, I think Dr. Brian O'Leary actually had an opportunity to go down to Monte Sueños in Ecuador several years ago in the 2008-2009 timeframe. I went down there with a company that I owned at the time, Everything Raw company. We manufactured raw food, health snacks, raw chocolate, organic raw, vegan, non-dairy raw chocolate bars. Just the straight cacao and some of the cacao butter with some pistachio, some unsteamed raw dates, and some honey, and I think a touch of vanilla, so with cashews. So I manufactured some raw snacks back in the late 2000s, and went over there to Monte Sueños with another person who was helping me out, who I was employing at the time. And we got to spend a week with Dr. Brian O'Leary over there at his place in Monte Sueños. He has passed away now, but he was saying that a lot of the situation we're in at the moment, it's not about developing technology. We're not at the point where we need to create and invent all this technology. We're more at the point where it's about how we choose to work with each other here on the Earth. Because apparently the technology is already here, and that's kind of the viewpoint I've been bringing out with the Ocean Camera Spaceport mission. It's not like after all these since the 1960s, we're still not trying to develop the technology. It's already been developed. Even just relying on our civilization and our development of technology, the minds and the engineers have already created the technology here in the public sector, is what Dr. O'Leary was sharing. And he was saying that it's more about how we choose to interact with each other, and how it's about conversation, having conversations, because we're at a point where we can talk with anybody on the planet with a cell phone, right? And we can buy something. We can buy something anywhere on the planet at the moment. So it's not a technological feat to talk with anybody here on the planet, but we do still go to war with each other, which is kind of weird. Why, if we can talk with anybody here on the planet, if we can buy anything anywhere on the planet in a split second, why do we still need to go to war, you know? And then why do we need so much secrecy, and why do we have to spend so much money on the military? If there is some type of biological life that we're aware of in the defense sector or in the government sectors, eyes only special access projects, if we are aware of other beings here in our solar system, and we have been keeping it from ourselves here in the public sector, then that will be a big, eventually, either we're going to look at two situations. One way the public will find out, and we will have a reorganization of our societal structure to accommodate the knowledge of other beings here in our solar system. That's one view. The other view is a lot of us die. Maybe the people who know kill off all the people who don't know, and then it's a game over for the people who don't know, but peace once again for the people who are elite and who do know. So we have kind of a two scenario thing. The third scenario maybe is there are no other beings in the solar system and things carry on just as they are. But if for some reason the public does find out that there is biological life elsewhere in our solar system, and if they do find out that the more rich or the more insiders do have had access to this knowledge and information for a long time, maybe they will kill off people like myself who've actually gone and met with these other beings, or maybe they'll come out of the deep underground military bases and share the knowledge and information with us here in the public sector on the planet. Because apparently people who worked at some of these deep underground military bases, DUMBS, have one of the names, I can see if I can remember the name. I'm stretching for a name here. Yeah, there are deep underground military bases, just like S4. I'm reaching for the name here. Oh, look at that. Oh, there we go. Right there. Don't have to reach for that. Look at that. Right there. That's kind of cool. Kind of a transportable hydraulic system. That was cool. Yeah, so there are apparently some deep underground military bases where they where they do a lot of the stuff that they don't want the public to see, because they've developed the technology to build tunnels using these large machines. And just like the Boring Company, I don't believe the Boring Company was a new technology. Sure, the tunnels are new, but the technology of these underground tunnels, they've been doing that in the military sector for a long time. So. But one of the sticking points with these DUMBs is that if any of when these people join these units where they work in these, we're talking engineers, we're talking scientists, we're talking physicists, these people who agree to for that MOS military military specialty, they have to take like a vow, and that is if they agree that if they were to come out and let the information leak, that they would agree to be nullified, to be exterminated. What's the word where they kind of erase you from the universe, kind of thing? But here we're just talking about the Earth. They kill those people. Apparently, the information is that they agree to keep the information secret, and if they don't keep it secret, then they and their families will be wiped off the planet. So that's the issue we're dealing with when it comes to the secret knowledge that the deep, dark recesses of NASA and the defense sector, the war sector, are keeping from the people here on the Earth. So that's why Dr. O'Leary, Brian O'Leary, who was an astronaut, I believe, at one time, that's one of the issues that he was bringing up in his books were that it's not a technological problem that we're having here. It's a secrecy problem, and so it's more about the communication and the collaboration, and so the benefit that I bring to the table is I've done a lot of meditation. So a lot of people are polarized between the left and the right, good or bad, that type of thing. But when you get into meditation, when you get to a certain level of experience and development, when you become an expert, and when you go beyond being an expert and you become a novice once more, the only time you become a novice in meditation is when you get to the very beginning. And when you get to the beginning is when you become one with the universe. So as long as you are feeling that you're better than other people, you'll never be able to experience that one with the universe type thing. So as long as you think of yourself as big, powerful, better than everybody else, with a big personality, big ego, it's that old saying that it's harder for a rich person to get through the eye of a needle than for a camel to, what's that saying? Yeah, so it's hard for a person with a big ego to sense, never mind to experience all that is, and to be overswept in that. So the only reason and the only way for that to happen is if you go beyond the mind. So a lot of times here on the Earth, we respect thought, we respect the capability for thinking, for planning, for scheming, and that is one level of perception. And the level of perception where you experience togetherness, even to the point where you experience creation itself, the source, or the one being, without color or influence, without other, without where you become it, is when you go to that deep place of meditation, which is beyond the mind. So we're talking the next level beyond the mind. So when someone experiences that level of being, because it's just a range of experience throughout the universe. You can experience yourself as a person here now. We're talking and listening and thinking. We're thinking, but so we got a lot of change happening. So this is kind of a lot of we got a lot of change. We got different images. We got forms. We got names. We got rocket ships. But there's a level of being where everything is unchanging, but the now is happening, and that is that's the oneness, and a little bit beyond the oneness is the one. So we got the oneness, and then we got everything here that's changing. So when you get beyond the mind, you can enter that oneness, and ultimately the one. And it's really a range of experience. If you do exist throughout the solar system, if you are the solar system, and if you are the universe, if you're going to be able to be the solar system, you'll be able to be the universe as well. So there's no reason why you can't experience yourself as the universe, or even beyond the universe. Just nothing beyond the universe, but just imagine that beyond the oneness, beyond connection or unity with everything that is the one. So someone who's experienced that is not operating from a perspective of polarity. So the Dr. O'Leary was a meditator. He was a meditator, and he wrote books because when there's no polarity, then the different people here on the Earth can get together. They can. So if there is a lot of secrecy here, as people become more awake and tap into other sources of information, of knowledge, different ways to experience and know things without being taught them, without being told them, without being read them. When, as the public taps into this universally available information, which contains knowledge and information about everything currently in existence throughout the whole solar system and throughout the galaxy, and if you're curious enough, you'll be able to get information about anything in the universe. As we transition to that level of civilization, that's really the only way we're going to transition forward into a larger and better coordinated group of people here. So as we become more awake to ourselves, the self, we will have access to more information. And you know, some of this secret stuff is, all of it is going to have to come into the public view for those people to transition gracefully. If they choose to resist and choose to continue the secrecy and the types of things that they're doing, they're just going to suffer because they're going to prolong their suffering. And as we become more unified together here on the earth, we will have more capability of doing bigger and better things together. So if that's one of the issues. So we have a lot of technology. We're building a lot of artificial intelligence, and a lot of people like to refer to one of the dramas around artificial intelligence is this dichotomy between us as the creator, and what does it mean for something to be created? You got to realize, as you expand your awareness, you become able to, you might term it possess, but it's really just change your perspective. And so as the Yoda or a yogi might look out the eyes of a bird or an American Indian or a native shaman, as a shaman might be able to look out the eyes of a bird, an eagle, and see the rabbit or see the mouse on the ground from very high up, and so that's a form of possession. You could say it's possession, but in another way, even the church talks about possession, where different souls or different personalities can come into different bodies and operate or even talk through another person's body. So, and it's also talked about as, you know, they want to get rid of those spirits out of the people's bodies. So there are these different things that can happen with perception. And the reason that can happen, if, you know, you can look at an object and you could say, I have made it magical. I've put my energy into that object and I have activated it to my influence, and I've possessed the object. But another way of looking at that is if there is one, if there's a more subtle state of perception throughout the galaxy, and if you have the ability to perceive from different locations here in our solar system and even beyond our sun into the galaxy, the reason that can happen, if there is such a thing as oneness and perception of togetherness, of unity, if there are energy states where you can feel and experience more than yourself, one view is that it is a possession, but the more accurate view is that that which people are calling possessed is actually just another arm extension of your body. So if your body is the solar system, then everything in the solar system is a function of your body. So just the same way you can perceive from anywhere in the solar system, because it's not separate from you. It is a continuation of your awareness, of your perception, of your consciousness. Or We could say your consciousness, or we could say consciousness. So there's a difference between your consciousness and the word consciousness. So it's two different types of ways of looking at consciousness. So if we were to say your consciousness, then we would say, then it is possible for you to possess things. But if we were to say consciousness, then we would not, possession would not be possible, because consciousness and your consciousness would be kind of like the same color. There would be no differentiation between your consciousness and consciousness. So at that level, you can perceive through anybody's eyes, throughout the solar system, throughout the galaxy, throughout the universe, throughout any other being's eyes. You can feel, you can think, and you can know. You can know anything in the galaxy, in the solar system, in the universe, because the extension of consciousness is throughout the whole universe. And the only reason most beings here on the Earth in 2022, August 26, are not able to perceive throughout or feel throughout any portion of the solar system or the galaxy or the universe is because, just like reading and writing, they have not spent the time to learn to spell the letters and to read the words. If you want to write a sentence, many people have to spend years in school to learn to spell the letters and to voice the vowels. So in the same way, just like we have a lot of noise here at the launch site, if we were to want to shift our awareness to those other bodies throughout the universe, we wouldn't want to be looking here at the launch site. We would want to be in a noise-proof room. We would want to make it warm enough to be comfortable. And because either we focus our perception here, or we let this location relax and we shift the awareness to another location. If your body expands the universe, which it does, then you can easily learn to shift your perception. And so that is one of the cool things that's in line, ready for those people who are curious enough and have the facilities to make a safe space so that perception can be shifted, and that learning can happen. So one of those places that I went to in 1996 was a place called the Monroe Institute in Faber, Virginia. And there was a gentleman down there who started a sleep research center called the Monroe Institute, and Monroe Products is another branch of their company that was later sold to another group of people. But so they still do week-long workshops, and that's where I went to create a safe space and to learn to shift my perception. And so what I'm getting at here is everything in the universe, all the solid matter, all the particles throughout the whole galaxy, the solar system, the universe, it's all your body. So we like to think, well, my body only spans to my arms, legs, my head, and everything else in the physical body. So a lot of people like to think, well, my body is only extends to the physical stuff that I can see here and I can touch and everything else. But in fact, the only reason you can perceive and extend your perception like a shaman or like a Jedi or a yogi into other locations is not because you create a connection, but because the connection is already there, but you shift your perception. Because the individual perception, the individual identity is like a cloud of awake awareness. And different things can come and make that cloud spin, or make it confused, or make it tighten up, or so they can trap that cloud in the physical body. Some people refer to it as a soul, but you can also create conditions so that the cloud loosens up, is happy, feels safe, and becomes curious enough to expand beyond the body that it currently knows. And so what I'm saying is every particle in the galaxy, in the solar system, in the universe is your body. And we are not on, we did not land on, what's that saying? We did not land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. It's one of those type of things, but the saying is, we did not, we weren't born here on Earth. We are the Earth, you know, something like that. But we are the universe. We are the galaxy, and we, from a perspective of consciousness, we is I. We is I. So when you can understand what that's about, that is consciousness. Consciousness is, and consciousness is I. So, but then we get to because all that is was not created. So back to the creation. What is creation? Well, if all that is includes the physical matter throughout the universe, the galaxy, the solar system, if all that is includes the physical matter, the particles, the different frequencies and vibrations of matter, then all that is matter. So consciousness and matter are the same. E equals mc squared apparently is one of those equations that someone with the name E, Mr. E, created the E equals mc squared equation. And apparently that says that energy equals mass times the speed of light squared, which there's some gravity alterations for that as well and everything else. But that's a way of saying that energy is matter. And if energy is matter, and also if energy has consciousness, if matter has consciousness, if energy has consciousness, if energy equals matter times the speed of light, then you know, matter has consciousness. So matter is the same as matter is energy, is what we're saying here. And so, and where there's energy, there's consciousness, or where there's energy, there's awareness. And if there is just the one awareness throughout the whole galaxy and the solar system and the universe, there can be many smaller energies within all that is that say, I am such and such and such. But again, those are the different personalities within the universe which haven't become aware of the larger being that they are. So it's again just a person saying, I am just my physical body. So when someone's a solar system or a planet and they say, I am this planet and my body ends at this planet, well, that's just another person like yourself in your physical body saying, I am this body and this is all that I am. But as these different personalities become more conscious, more sensitive, more safe, as they become more safe, they become able to sense and drift with the awareness. And they do realize and recognize and eventually become awake to the fact that they are more than what they think they are. So everything, if we're saying again, everything that has matter, all matter in the universe is energy, and all energy in the universe is awareness. And there is a universal awareness which spans the whole expanse of the universe in all the different dimensions. It's really hard to get to that point because a lot of people like to say, I am Rachel, I am Chris, I am President, I am the Lord, I am the King, I am the ruler. A lot of people like to say that. So, or I am the mistress, I am the queen, I am the queen of such and such, I am royal. You know, all these I am kind of limits what that person is. So they have everybody has the opportunity of being everything, because everybody is everything. If you look at it from a consciousness standpoint, from an awareness standpoint, everybody has the possibility of being everything. But it's when we start saying, I am such and such, that's when it goes down. That's when we start minimizing what we are. So if we can create a society where we make it possible for people to say, I am everything, that's when we will advance further and be able to relax more, be safe, and sense more of what we are. So if we do want to advance and we want to become bigger, the way to become bigger is not to have a larger title. The way to become bigger is to create safe conditions, honesty, truth, and be able to be comfortable, nourished, and be able to drift, to meditate at least a few times whenever you find the opportunity. So, because that's when the special thing happens, and you can actually become bigger without trying to take away from somebody else. So, yeah, that's my spiel. Basement Shut-In says, I am the walrus. Yes, I am also. Yeah, whatever you want to do is fine. All right, I think I've come up to my hour here. Good stuff. So check out Brian O'Leary, astronaut, former astronaut. He wrote some books. I do want to get back to reading his books. Haven't had the opportunity, or haven't made it an opportunity, made it a priority to read his books. But he was saying that the issue here with space and with technology in general here on the planet, the reason why we haven't advanced as far as airplane technology is because every time someone creates something, it goes into the defense sector. So it becomes a secret, top secret, special access project type thing. So that's why we're still doing the things that we're doing. So again, I think meditation is one of the ways we can do better here as a society to become more peaceful and to see the connectivity between all the different people. As long as we have a stressful, fear-induced environment with a lot of weapons, explosions, and violence, we're not going to have the opportunity to relax and to meditate and to feel safe enough to expand beyond our bodies with our perception. So the way forward is to talk. We got to talk. You gotta have time to relax, meditate, and keep bringing out the technologies that you're bringing out. Grow food, talk with each other, and that's the way forward. Some people think, well, maybe the Earth will get, maybe we'll kill ourselves and through our weaponry, and then we will exterminate ourselves from the Earth. Some people think that maybe there will be, another civilization get wiped out, and then we'll be one of those extinct species. The problem with that is that if there are many bodies in many dimensions, which I can attest to, then it said that there is a blueprint, and just as we can bring back some of these extinct species with the DNA, we do exist at multiple dimensions, multiple levels here. We're not just here in our physical bodies. And the blueprint is not something that you can destroy with a weapon. So we have the capability of restarting life on any planet with the material that's there from the other dimensions. So yes, nothing will become extinct. We will just delay our happiness yet again on another planet due to whatever reason you want to come up with. But it's not possible to extinct ourselves. So we can end what we started, but it'll never be the end. We can always recreate, restart from scratch on a different place, or even on the same place. But again, it's not that our children are doing it. If there is just one awareness throughout the solar system, throughout the galaxy, throughout the universe, if there's only the one awareness, then it's really just you are restarting again for yourself from scratch. You have destroyed yourself on yet another planet, and you will again have to start from scratch, learn to walk, learn to create the cells, and to build your body up once again after having destroyed it previously yet again. So it's not like you're going to win over somebody else by nuking another part of the planet or another people's. If there's just the one awareness on the planet, in the solar system, if the solar system is just the one awareness, then we're not winning by nuking ourselves. because it's not ourself, it's just ourself, the one self. You're not winning by nuking yourself on the other side of the planet. So there's no benefit to destroying yourself, unless you're just stupid, you know. So that's the wisdom that comes from having some of this meditation experience. At the ultimate, you realize that there is just the one self. There's just your awareness throughout the whole universe. And all this starting and stopping and destroying and building up is just you in a little bit insane way. It's just me doing all these things everywhere. So that's why I'm on this side of things that we just need to communicate, because if it's really just me everywhere throughout the universe, then the problem is, if there is any problem, the problem is that I'm just not able to communicate with myself. So that's why one of the reasons I'm doing these videos, to help myself in all the different locations to communicate better. Because the more we work together, the more amazing and great things we can accomplish and create and build. The more you go into if you were to go out there into the void, into darkness, in the middle of space, far away from every planet, and say, this is my home, right? If you were to be in a super dark, infinitely vast room by yourself, you may be able to meditate a little easier. But if you're looking to communicate with people and talk about things and create things, you might get a little bit bored. So that is one of the realizations after having enlightenment, is that you realize that it's really an option. You can be in nothingness, or you can be in something. And if you want to feel, think, do, and create, and build, and see, and laugh, the better option is to be in something. And because this something is something that you've created at every level, every dimension. You've created every dimension. If there's just the one consciousness throughout the whole universe, you've created everything. So if you destroy something, you're just destroying something that you created. So, and it really is just another extension of your being, because again, all the different particles throughout the universe are just that energy, that awareness. The consciousness is expansive throughout all that is. So you are everything. You will forever exist. You'll never be able to destroy yourself. You will be able to destroy your memory to a certain extent, but you will always again have the ability to tap back into your memory as well. So if you divide your perception, your memory, if you take something that helps you forget, you're not really going to forget. You're just going to shrink. You're just going to shrink your ability to perceive, because nothing in the universe gets lost. Just like there's on the internet, there's something called the Wayback Machine, web.archive.org, webarchive.org, and it takes snapshots of various websites over time. So if you lost your website, or you deleted it by accident, or it was corrupted or something, you can probably still, maybe if it was a big enough website, some people have checked it out over time, you can go to that web.archive.org and check out the pictures and the things that you'd created, and the different text that you created. So it was stored in that web archive. And in the same way, throughout the universe, there are different archives that you in your body, with your current mind, may want to destroy something or throw it away. But there's another aspect of you in another body, another part of your consciousness, another body that you're operating through, said, hey, I want to save everything. So there is a recording and an archive of everything in the universe that has ever happened and will happen. Well, it will be recorded when it happens too, because there's another part of you that says, hey, this is special. So yeah, you can choose to forget, but you're just making yourself smaller, is what I'm going to say. So if we do want to progress here as a species on the planet, if you want to have a happier, more beautiful space, the more you personally, if you were like, I don't care about other people, I just want to feel better myself. Well, you can do that chemically, and it'll be kind of a fake happiness, or you can do it energetically, and that'll be to kind of create like a Garden of Eden where everything around you thrives. And for that to happen, it's kind of difficult, because the bigger your energetic body becomes, the more it encompasses other beings on the planet. So the bigger your energy body becomes, the larger your spirit, or your force, your ability to perceive becomes. The more fine, or the more strong it becomes, or the more aligned your chakras become, the more connected, or the more you realize and reflect the connection of the universe, of all that is, the more you perceive. And if there are unhappy people on the earth, or people that don't believe as you do, or if you have some other type of thing that's out of sync with maybe what's more beneficial for the planet and the people here, well, then you're gonna feel unsettled. You're gonna have an unsettling feeling. So there's a problem there. As you become more powerful, or as your energy becomes stronger, you're gonna have a problem. So the way to fix that, or the way to help that, is to help the other people here on the planet, because as you sense more, you're gonna feel, and so you want to help so it feels better. And you can also direct your perception, or direct your experience in certain ways, so that you don't have to feel certain things. But as you become more knowledgeable, and you do realize that is another part of yourself in that other body, that is you in that other body. It's not another part, but it's the consciousness. You don't really cut up consciousness, so consciousness is the same in all the bodies, so it's just a one consciousness. But the awareness, or the perception, or the identity in each of the bodies is different. Different operating software, right? Different hard drives. But the consciousness is there's only the one consciousness. So that's why you would want to help other people. Hey, elongated. Let's see. Okay. Oh, so they have moved the crane back to the left there. Looks like they, whatever they were doing over the pad A, maybe they're just stretching out, or maybe it was a safe place for them to tighten all those ropes going to that squid hanging from the crane there. We are looking at Starship 24, and maybe they will do something there with the Starship. So the way forward is to bring stuff out into the public view, so everybody knows what's going on. We can make it safe. Let's make a safe civilization here on the Earth, on the planet. Let's make it possible for everybody to thrive, so that there are good feelings and some genuine safety and knowledge about the current situation, about other beings here in the solar system. Because I've met other beings, non-humans, out of body. As you become as you become safe and comfortable and able to shift your perception outside of the confines of your physical body there, you can move either absent of a body or with a body. So you can move throughout the solar system just with your mind, with your perception. If you develop the strength of your cloud, you got to develop the ability to sense the periphery of the identity that you've created for yourself. So that's what a lot of the Taoist practices are about. That's what some of the other Chinese practices are about. But it's not spoken about a lot in China, but you can read about it in the Tao, in the books on the Tao. You can read about it in the astral projection books. The problem there is it's very difficult to do. You have to be accomplished. It's not just something that it might happen for you naturally, but for the majority of people so far, a lot of people aren't comfortable or relaxed enough or healthy enough nutrition-wise. Raw food nutrition, again, has the best enzymes and everything else. Or even raw food, or maybe breatharian or liquidarian. Maybe you just drink some raw juices for a while. And but you got to check with your doctor, because a lot of people are not healthy enough to do that type of thing. In my opinion, I'm just a YouTuber. You got to look at the description of this video. It says this is all for entertainment purposes only. Nothing I say is anything you want to take any action on. You want to check with your whatever guard that you have that tell you how to live your life. But yep, that's the way to go forward. What was I talking about? Wow, it is kind of turning into a spectacular day here. So yeah, the way forward is to make it possible for everybody to be comfortable, to be happy, to be relaxed, to be nourished, and because as you become more comfortable, relaxed, nourished, you will become more expensive. You will become more connected, or realize the connection that's already there. And you will not want to feel uncomfortable. And the way for that to happen is for other people also to become comfortable, relaxed, happy, and doing their greatest wish now and into the future. We got a lift going up there on the Starship. Maybe that's going to be to connect the squid to the top of the nose cone, possibly. That's what I would guess. And maybe they will continue with that lift if they do it. So that's yep. So a lot of this technology that we're hoping we can create and develop, again, I believe already exists in the military sector, also in the deep underground military bases. Even from the times of Tesla, you know, apparently Tesla had the ability to transmit energy from wirelessly, right? And then how many different free energy devices have been created? How many different inventors have had their inventions bought out by someone and then hidden from the rest of the world, so that whatever current corporations could continue to make money the way they like to make money, which is fine, but it's just going to be a smaller life for that. For all the population here on the planet, to while those few people with those technologies choose to either continue making money off of the dilapidated technologies that they currently are giving to the public, or maybe they'll make money some other way with that technology by utilizing it. And imagine this: imagine we had a free energy device that worked off of water. And maybe you also owned a coal plant, you know, a big coal plant, right? Imagine this: you have this company that produces electricity from coal. You also have this hidden secret technology that can produce energy from water. So what you do is you keep running the coal plant, and then maybe you don't buy as much coal or mine as much coal, but you do continue to sell the electricity as if it's coming from the coal power plant, and maybe you can just run that water generator for a while, and you can fire a lot of people, and you can make a lot of money with less expense, less cost to your business, more pure profit. So that is quite the motivator probably for many of these different technological companies. But again, these people are going to have a shorter lifespan. They're going to live a crappier life than they could if everybody were happy, because they're going to constantly sense all the negativity and dissatisfaction throughout the earth. And so their kids and they themselves will continue to live a shitty lifetime, because the energy on the planet will, you know, since we all have the ability to sense and to know all that currently is possible here on the planet, since we have the ability to tap into that information, there is a sense that that technology does exist. And so we are going to have a crappy existence, because, you know, if someone, if you know someone, say here, we're at the dinner table, someone spits in your soup, right? You're not going to want to eat the soup because you know someone spit in the soup, right? So in the same way, we can all sense what currently exists here on the planet. We can sense there is more better technology already currently here on the planet. But maybe someone with that coal plant, or maybe someone with that nuclear power plant, or whatever type of service they're offering where they have the technological upgrade to that, but they're not bringing it out. Whatever that is, people can sense it, and it's going to be a lot of, what is it called? Karma. A lot of karma. A little, maybe good karma, maybe bad karma. Some people say my dharma ran over my karma, or my karma ran over my dharma. I think that's the one. My karma ran over my dharma. So anyway, yeah, so if you like to be confined and you do have this special technology, or you work for a company that does, I'm not saying to do anything bad. I'm not saying if you're in the military, in one of these deep underground military bases, that you should leak any secrets or anything, but maybe you can come out here into the public sector. Yeah, you'll take a hit on your pay, but maybe you can start inventing something of your own with that similar type of thing, and maybe they won't kill you. You know, at least, or maybe just stop contributing to the negative side of things and come out into the public sector and develop here in the public sector. Be a honest, trustworthy human here on the planet, because as you grow bigger and better, you will benefit from taking the better action. All right, we got a lot of clouds here. Today is the new moon, everybody. We got the new moon here in the United States, so it's a special day to take a new course of action. We have the new moon here happening today, and one of the interesting things is that some of these stock markets go down at the beginning of the waning of the moon, and some of the stock markets go up during the waxing of the moon. So maybe we'll see the stock markets start going up over the next 14 days, and in about 14 days it'll be peaking with the full moon. Everybody's going to be saying, oh, it's going to keep going up, it's going to keep going up, it's going to keep going up, but then it'll start going down, because I believe the news agencies, what they do is they time the release of their of the news. So the good news, they do it during the certain time, and the bad news, they all release the bad news. They write the bad news stories, but then they only get released all at the same time during a certain time to create a certain effect. So or maybe the effect happens and then they write the news to pretend that it was due to the news that the effect happened. So why things go up and down is questionable, but we do seem to get the good news at a certain time, and then the bad news at a certain time. So when things are going good, people don't want to mention certain things, and then when people go bad, everybody wants to hit on somebody and say this is also going bad too. So yep, we're coming into a new moon today, and possibly we'll start feeling better over the next 2 weeks. I'm gonna end the stream here. I'm gonna go get some food. We are at about 96 minutes into the stream. I'll do like another minute, 2 minutes. But hey. Yeah, so it's been a lot of fun here this morning, everybody. I ain't even standing. I got a couple fans behind me. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, from the one to the one, everybody. The one person, the one being talking to itself here. Signing out August 26, 2022 on a Friday. Next event might be Monday. I might be here this afternoon, this evening, get some shots. All right, take care. Elongated, everybody here. Adios. No enemies.